All right.
Yeah, I think
I
we
was
may have
feeling
gotten it
very
down, Robbie.
blurry.
Uh-huh.
All right, so we're live. This is redo. The first hangout was horrible. The links, all that nonsense. Anyway, so we got 2 episodes to discuss tonight: Slip and Fall. Let's start with Fall first. And man, Jimmy was such an asshole in this episode.
He was.
Total
He was very.
asshole.
He was very smarmy, you might say. Yeah, he was very smarmy
Mm-hmm.
in this one.
Yeah, so like we were saying on the previous hangout, basically Jimmy went to Sandpiper and pit everybody against Irene. Poor Irene. He even rigged a bingo game for Irene so she can call bingo first.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like that whole slip and fall thing he did the week before
Mm-hmm.
is on steroid. Wait, no. He did that in the last episode or this episode?
Last episode, Fall.
And then what else did he do? He pulled that stuff with the
drug dealer.
Yeah.
For community service.
And so yeah, he's stepping things up. Money it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
People screw him over all day long. He's got to play the game. That's what he's thinking. That's what he's doing.
Yep. Well, you can play devil's advocate here, and seeing how Jimmy can't practice law anymore, and he can't tell Irene to go and settle, he has to do what Slip and Jimmy does, and which is to trick Irene into settling somehow. But
so elaborate.
Yeah.
You know, from the cookies that he pretended he made to, showing up at the mall.
Being the mall walker.
Yeah, doing
mall walker.
which fun fact is the same mall that they shoot the whole Gene segments in.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's where he's gonna work. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And that tracksuit he was wearing was very similar to the suits he wore on Breaking Bad. You remember?
Oh yeah, the tracksuit. Saul's tracksuits.
Yes. Very similar. Very similar.
Yeah.
Like he does this all the time, and fancy meeting you here.
Mm-hmm.
And sets up this whole elaborate thing because he knows how all the reactions are going to be.
Yeah.
Until she's begging him for advice.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't give legal advice.
No, which is great. He technically doesn't. He just says, go with your heart, and that's it.
Right.
Which I knew he was going to say. I knew he was going to say something to that, something similar.
Yeah.
Like, do what your heart tells you. Yeah.
Because he cannot flat out and say, take the deal or take the settlement, because that's basically practicing law. So he cannot practice law for a year, which maybe, hopefully, by the time season 4 rolls around, he'll be practicing law again.
Yeah.
I wonder if it'll backfire on him, though, in some way, because, he did some severe interference here.
Yeah.
That maybe...
They may skip ahead a year, by the time season 4 comes around.
Mm-hmm.
The law firm that wants to stall this, maybe they'll make some noise out of this.
Yeah. Because...
because Irene gets... Jimmy told me I should do this.
Mm-hmm. True. Because Davis and Maine is still around because they've been dropping it. So hopefully we get to see Ed Begley Jr. again.
Oh, that'd be cool. I'd love to see Ed Begley Jr. Yeah, he's great. I saw him in an episode of MASH not too long ago. He was on an old episode of MASH.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because we saw the Davis and Maine mug that Jimmy was drinking out of. And they was talking about Davis and Maine and Aaron. Remember Aaron Brill?
And something I told Shane, one of Irene's friends is played by veteran actress Bonnie Bartlett, who has been in a lot of stuff. And she was actually the wife of William Daniels, who played Mr. Feeney on Boy Meets World, voiced Ken on Knight Rider. He was on St. Elsewhere, which also Ed Begley Jr. was on St. Elsewhere a long time ago.
Yeah, I like how they're getting all these old veteran actresses and actors in the show.
Yeah.
Because you get Michael McKean, Ed Bailey Jr., all these people. Continuing on.
pointed out?
What was that?
Zach as
What's that?
Rebecca? One of them? Not Joan.
Oh, Anne.
And Cusack.
Anne
Cusack,
Cusack, yes,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Plays Rebecca. Mm-hmm.
All right, so we continue on with another freaking shock. Lydia, we see a Lydia cameo again, which surprised the hell out of me again. I knew she'd be back, but I didn't know when.
This
Mike,
was
this is her.
the difficult way, I think, when Gus said, we can do this, but it's going to be a little more difficult. I thought it was something really, really sinister, but it was this.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is the first time we see Mike and Lydia meet.
Yeah.
Yes, at Madrigal. At Madrigal.
And going to see from what happened in that episode and flash forward into Breaking Bad in season 5, when Mike is getting ready to kill Lydia. Giant step. Big step.
It is. It's amazing.
He's just sizing her up right now, and she is a way different person right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. And this is a different Lydia. This is not the nervous wreck Lydia that we've seen in Breaking Bad.
Right. This is more.
She's more calm and cool,
assertive.
And
yeah, very assertive type.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's very much assertive.
I'm thinking we might see old Dan Washburger,
Maybe.
the lawyer that went to the bank and deposited Mike's money.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
Dan.
yeah.
Because he's the one that is basically over top of Gus's guys. So I'm thinking we might see a Dan coming up.
Oh yeah. Dan,
Oh, but
yeah.
he had
Yep.
to use. I think didn't he have to use Dan after Gus was gone because he wasn't getting the Los Pollos paycheck anymore.
No, because Dan was already arrested when Gus was gone.
That's right.
Because he was part of the whole operation.
Remember, Walt had Dan killed in prison too, if you remember.
But
After
we're
he
going to
killed
see
Mike.
Mike works for Gus.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know how they do that. I mean, he's probably on the books just like Lydia does it. Because he is head of security. He has a job. It's a real function.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, though, that maybe after Gus got blown up, he had to find somebody else to help him with his money, and that's when he picked up Dan.
No, because Dan was part of the operation, and he knew Gus's guys, and even Lydia knew about Dan.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I think Dan was all a part of that.
It was great to see Lydia, though. I was like, oh my God, Lydia. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
flown to Scotland just for that one little scene from Scotland. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was a great little cameo,
And we get to see the inside of Magical Office too again.
Yes.
The very first time we see Magical.
Says something about Gus when Mike calls him a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Do you think that's all he is? You don't know, Gustavo Fring. It's interesting watching Mike get himself involved with these people.
Yeah.
He's choosing carefully.
He is. He absolutely is. But I mean, the first, it was pretty epic. The first meeting between Mike and Lydia. I mean, and yes, Shane, it is a marked contrast from when we see them again. When we see them meet again,
Yeah.
I mean, and 10 times when she puts out a hit on him and he wants to kill her, and good times. And then she wants.
And when Mike
with Walt and Jesse there.
And when Mike first went to kill Lydia, she was like, just take my body and put it on the bed so my kid can see me. I'm like, my God, seriously.
Right. And he had thought about killing her before, but he said because he was such a sexist, it prevented him from doing it.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah.
let's see here. We also see Chuck and Howard meeting with, I guess, Chuck's insurance.
Mhm.
And this is a
The
different.
whole firm.
And this is
This
a different.
was what I was saying was going to
Yeah.
happen. Yep, that it was going to affect the whole firm, and it was not going to be cost effective to keep Chuck on.
Yeah. And this is a different Chuck we've seen. This is the first time we've seen him in public with all the lights on, all the electricity on
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
in the HHM offices.
Yes.
Yeah, and then later the grocery store, right?
And that was the week before.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm looking at the wrong episode. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're going
and
to discuss Slip after fall.
And
But I
he's
guess you can
talking,
combine them too.
he's talking to Hamlin. He grabs the lamp. He said, "See, I'm fine. I'm fine."
But Hamlin
But yeah,
wants Chuck to resign.
frenzied way that Howard's like, that's not what fine looks like.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're a little emotional. Not really
Yeah, Hamlin's wanting to.
courtroom demeanor.
Yeah, he's wanting to push Chuck out. That's the thing. He's wanting to push him out.
No, he basically said to retire. He wanted Chuck to retire.
He
And
started
Chuck
nice,
does not
he
retire.
suggested-
Yeah.
And then just said it's not a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't trust your judgment,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
basically. So this is what Chuck gets for trying to get Jimmy disbarred.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like karma. You know, it's like
It's
you
almost like
want
he
to
disbarred himself in the sense
Mhm.
that he's not going to get work.
Yeah.
I think, I believe so. I believe so. Yeah.
But of course,
And,
he's
you know,
going
later on
to
we see.
sue. But
Later on, we see that he has Hamlin. He kind of has Hamlin not paged, but he sent him a letter.
Oh yeah.
Hamlin
So
goes to his house.
yeah. So Chuck
He's
sends
cooking.
Hamlin a letter, and he's going to sue Hamlin, and McGill. So Chuck's in the process of suing HM.
He's like, if you thought I was vicious as your partner, imagine me as your enemy.
So I am curious to see where this is going to go. I would love to see.
to the house. To
Yeah, in the
confront Chuck.
house. Yeah, the
Electricity
house.
galore,
Mhm.
and he puts on a show. But then when Howard leaves, just like in the grocery store, coping mechanisms, and it's color noun. That's the formula.
Mm-hmm.
Like orange, oranges. Yellow, lemon.
Mm-hmm.
Black.
Now see, this isn't the episode we saw Dr. Cruz. It was last week we saw Dr. Cruz.
Yeah, last week we saw the doctor.
Yes, because the doctor came to his house.
Mm-hmm. I think when we see Chuck in his house, it looks like he put everything back that Rebecca had brought, because it kind of looks similar. Because with the whole oven and the thing, it kind of looks similar to the furniture that Rebecca brought. So I think Rebecca is probably still on his mind as well.
That's entirely possible. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I with that theory floating around about what might happen, I've been looking for signs of Chuck totally losing his mind.
Mm-hmm.
And he is actually working really hard and doing very well with this imaginary illness of his.
Mm-hmm.
And
But one
he
thing you
didn't
notice when
have a meltdown after finding this out. He went and did something about it, like respond.
Yeah.
Like he's optimistic. He's trying to pull it all together.
Right. I mean, filing suit against Hamlin and McGill. I mean, that's the old, Chuck. The Chuck with the illness wouldn't have done that. He would have probably just,
caught
up in the field position.
Major credit to Vince Gilligan and the writers of making Chuck sympathetic, because we saw the whole confrontation between him and the doctor last week. And his whole monologue, which I thought was brilliantly done by Michael McKean. And he's like, this illness, to me, it's real as that chair over there. And I mean, geez, that's like, a total 360 from what we had with Chuck in the courtroom.
I find him interesting, and I like the way he explains his illness.
Yeah.
But to me, he's still an asshole, and I really am not. Like, I can't be Team Chuck.
Okay, comparing
I do
Chuck
find him
and Jimmy in
interesting.
this episode, who was the major asshole? Chuck for suing HHM or Jimmy for turning everybody against Irene?
Jimmy. I would say Jimmy. I mean, it was a role
I would say
reversal.
Jimmy.
It was a major role reversal. It really was.
Yeah.
I thought it was. And one thing that Chuck does, to kind of, I guess, to keep his mind off his condition is, he says orange for this, blue for this,
Color noun. That's what he says.
Yes.
And when Howard leaves, he goes back to that because he wasn't dealing with the electricity well, but he was hiding it from Howard.
Because he would wince after he grabbed something electrical, he would put it down. He would wince a little bit.
Yeah, do the little thing with his hand and make like he's in pain.
Yeah.
Let's see. One thing we also saw another meeting between Gus and Hector.
Yes. So we got the whole Gus and Hector confrontation again. And Hector did the whole fake pill. He downed them all. He took them all. It looks like he took them all. Last week's episode with Nacho changing the pills out, and he used ibuprofen.
Yeah. How does this work out? Because, it was hard to tell if he felt better. I mean, it's not instant release. These are capsules, but it seemed before he took the pill, and it was almost like he felt better knowing that he took the pill.
Well, speaking from personal experience, take too much ibuprofen, it can raise your blood pressure. It can do something to your stomach. You can throw up blood. That happened to me 3 years ago. Ibuprofen. And now I take a leave. I think if I get a headache, I take one Aleve, and that's it. If I need to take another one later, I take another one later. Usually, it only takes one though.
Same class of drugs though does the same thing. Just so you know.
Okay.
You gotta take like omeprazole, Prilosec or something with those things.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. But maybe the theory is if he takes too much ibuprofen, it will raise his blood pressure. It'll affect him in that way.
He's not getting the drug that he's supposed to get. Is the thing.
I mean, it's almost like a placebo he's taking. It's like a placebo.
Right.
Yeah, the placebo effect.
Placebo effect.
Yes.
Because, if you have a condition like that, where something really, really disturbing and disconcerting happens, painful, do you worry that that might happen? You can cause it to happen. It doesn't mean it's not a real condition. Most of the time it's coming on organically.
But the reason why Hector was having chest pains,
he gets that way when he's stressed and upset.
And the whole reason why it caused that was because Juan Balso told him that Donnie Ladio was satisfied with the new transportation method. And that really pissed Hector off because he hates him.
That's what brought it on.
He was like, F Don Bolsa, F Donnie Ladio, and F you, referring to Gus. Yeah. And also, one other thing ibuprofen can do, it can raise your heart. It can do something to your heart. It can raise your heart rate if you take too much ibuprofen. That's another thing it can do to you.
So here's my question. Does Nacho have to do that all over again? Give him more fake pills? Since he took them all. Can you keep on giving him the fake pills until something happens?
It's a good question. Really don't know.
Because we see in the previews for Monday night that Hector is going to visit Nacho's dad.
Oh, we do see where Nacho had to talk to his dad. You know about there's a
Hector.
man going to about Hector about taking over his business, and he says, "Father, you may have to disown me, but you must do this at least for a few weeks."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Get out of my house."
Right.
It seemed like the whole conversation was that Nacho dealt with Hector before.
Uh-huh.
Now he's again because that's what his dad said. He's like Hector again or something like along that. So it seems like Nacho dealt with him before.
Mm-hmm. Or his dad did, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because his dad seemed to have
came across to the dad that Nacho had involvement and
mm-hmm.
for all of this happening, and that he was only talking to his dad like, a gangbanger in a sense, where you're very kind
Mm-hmm.
and promise me and blah blah blah, almost like a psych theme kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think his dad is not gonna take the right advice.
Yeah.
Probably not. I mean,
you think something's going to happen?
I think if he believes that his son is involved in this, then he might just let it play out. I don't know. He totally rejected Nacho. Get out of my house.
mm-hmm.
Let them come in and do what they're gonna do. No.
Yeah. Well, it seems to me like his dad was familiar with Hector. His dad knew about Hector. He said Salamanca, so he obviously had some familiarity with the Salamanca family.
Yeah.
And he knew what he was getting by dealing with the Salamancas. So.
Mm-hmm.
Did we cover everything on this episode?
No, we forgot the big thing. Kim. That's right. Kim. So Kim took up the whole client Billy Gatewood and his oral thing. At the end, we see her in a car, and then she has a wreck. Now, I kind of figured there was going to be a wreck.
But before that, when she had met with Billy Gatwood, the car went off by itself and almost crashed into the oil well.
Oh yeah, that foreshadowing right there.
Remember, she had to get in the car and stop the car. Mm-hmm. May have been, yeah. She had to stop the car to make sure it didn't crash to the oil well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of figured something. I kind of figured something was going to happen when they did the whole close-up of her. And I think I was like, oh, God, she's going to have a car wreck and she's going to die. And that's how Jamie's going to become Saul. But we see that she has the car wreck, but she's still alive.
Might have heard about her once she was driving.
Mm-hmm.
Back at the office, still putting her stuff together, and Jimmy comes in and he's all excited about his news, and she's in a hurry and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I know, I can tell you pulled another all-nighter.
Yeah.
So my roommate goes, ching, right then and there. He says, accident. And she's going to die.
Mm-hmm.
So luckily he was wrong about the death.
Yeah, and you notice Jimmy had the same. The same stuff that Gus. He had. He was wanting to celebrate.
Perfectly done. Is that correct?
He had the same stuff that Gus gave to Don Eladio. It was the same stuff.
That's Zeno, Alfred. Yeah, whatever. Alnate.
Yeah.
I missed that because I'm like, it's like you guys have a bad cell phone connection or something.
Yeah, you was messing up too.
Oh, really? So it's.
Yeah,
Can you hear each other?
I can hear you. You're good now.
I can, yeah, you're okay. What I was saying was they had the same. Jimmy had the same alcoholic stuff that Gus
Oh,
gave
yeah.
to Don Eladio and
Yeah,
them.
and we saw that in
Tequila.
season 2 as well, when with Jimmy and Kimmy and Ken wins, and they
Yes.
put the
Oh
bar down on him.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They made the guy buy shots of that stuff.
Uh-huh.
But then we,
That's it.
but we saw Francesca drinking shots of it. So
Uh-huh. Yeah.
is this the transformation we're going to get to see Francesca from Breaking Bad?
That's a
Francesca.
That's a nice little fringe benefit.
Yeah.
You know, she knows that.
Yeah, but-
I
much.
mean, Kim is
But
hurt,
that
after the
accident
car wreck.
scene
Yeah.
was so good because
And all the yeah.
there's Kim. She's driving. She's talking as if she's presenting the case,
Mm-hmm.
and then she stops talking, and you don't see her drift off.
No.
But so it's almost like it's from her perspective. Because if she knew she was drifting off, maybe she could have stopped herself. But it was almost like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
what it would seem like to her.
And that's not the only time they did that shot like that. If you remember back when Kim was doing that montage, and she set her cell phone for like 5 minutes so she can get a quick nap in, and we see her drift, and then as soon as immediately she drifts, the phone starts beeping and going off, the alarm, and then we see her wake up.
Now she could have been. I mean, she said she pulled an all nighter, so she might have been very tired.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what
And my
contributed.
roommate got clue that she would have a car accident, and that this was going to be how she died and why she wasn't in Breaking Bad. But no, she's alive. She broke an arm. It looks like from previews anyway, and from the scene.
Well,
Broke her
it's
right
a good
arm.
thing. It's a good thing she had her seatbelt on. It's a good thing that there was a. Well, sometimes though it's not a good thing to have an airbag. Sometimes those airbags can
Cause more damage.
Yeah, but if she had, in her case, if she hadn't had it, her
Mhm.
face would have slammed into that steering wheel so hard.
It would
Yeah.
have.
That can cause serious damage. I mean, it punctures people's right in, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
And plus, the swinging of your neck.
But you can
That
also
could be
get
it,
burn
but-
marks from the sudden when the airbag comes out. You can get burn marks on your face from the.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, so.
But she was fortunate. She was fortunate that she survived the wreck.
Yeah, I seriously, when I thought, oh God, she's gonna have a car wreck and she's gonna die, I seriously thought she was going to die.
Yeah.
But she's not dead yet.
Yeah.
Not dead yet. So we're gonna have to see if she actually does die by the end of the season or not.
What kind of effect is this going to have between the two of them? Because, they had this whole thing
Good
about
question.
money and Kim saying she could carry them, and maybe Saul, because Saul made a point of asking her to say, tell me you believe me that I'll carry my weight.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes and takes this other case, works herself to this point. Maybe he'll actually be angry at her for this car accident.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That's what I think.
I think we've now covered all the points on this episode. Because,
Yeah, I think so too.
This was.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, this season has been terrific. I think it's one of the strongest seasons out of the two.
No disappointments in this season at all.
So let's see. Let's go back a week and go to Slip.
Oh, this was a good one.
And Slip was a good one as well. And this whole episode was basically, I don't know how to condense that. Basically, Nacho was the main focus in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
With the whole,
tense scene. That was great.
Mm-hmm. So
slipping into Saul.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
Yeah, Jimmy
Yeah,
is.
he is. Jimmy is. So we see in the teaser, we go back with the flashback with Jimmy and Marco, and he's at his and they're at Jimmy's store in Illinois, Cicero.
Cicero, yeah.
Yeah, so he gets the Band-Aid box with all of his coins in it to do, I guess, another scam. And we hear more about Jimmy's dad and how he was basically a goody two-shoes and was trying to give back a coin that some guy gave him. And Jimmy said this coin was worth a lot of money. And Jimmy's dad, went out the store and tried to flag him down and everything. And Jimmy doesn't want to be that. Jimmy doesn't want to be his dad. He doesn't want to be taken advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he talked about how his parents both worked really hard and it was for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was too
and
nice.
Shane was wondering if this was before he went to Albuquerque, or if this was when he went back before Marco died.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think this had been back during season 1 when he went back to get his mind off of things, back to Cicero.
Mm-hmm.
It has to have been before Marco died.
Yeah. And we did see him wearing the ring in this past week's episode when he was calling bingo.
Mm-hmm.
He had Marco's ring on.
Yeah, he always has that ring on now. Ever since he got it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it with the teaser.
It was a good teaser.
Going into the episode.
Yeah.
Oh, except the little Debbies.
Oh yeah, the little Debbies.
Oh yeah.
I'll spare you the little Debbies.
Yeah.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah,
I like watching Mike work.
That was good.
Mike working in the desert.
Yeah, so we see Mike working in the desert.
Down, respect, like a place, okay, and so he can search, in an organized way.
Mm-hmm.
And he finds that innocent body, that innocent guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the metal detector, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we saw 2 weeks ago that Nacho, that with the deal with Price and Nacho with the pills, Mike was like, I also want something else. And Nacho wrote down the coordinates of where that guy was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
If you remember in the episode, Mike said, yeah, I'll do it on the one condition, and he wanted the coordinates. So I guess that tied everything together.
Nice.
Where that guy was buried.
Yeah. Mike called it in, he called it in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is the one when Chuck went to the grocery store.
Yeah, it is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So now we see Chuck with Dr. Cruz and this, sympathetic monologue that he has. And he's all, I thought either A, he's a really good actor, or B, he is legit with Dr. Cruz. Because we've seen Chuck, faking and acting before. But I think with Dr. Cruz, he's really legitimate. And he's basically saying that this condition is not in his head. And it's, as real as that chair sitting over there.
No, that's not actually what he's saying. It feels to him as if it's as real as everything else.
Yeah.
But he knows. Proven rationally. He's a rational thinker. He's a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
He knows it's in his head. Thanks to Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
So that means he's got to take control. Because more than anything is his mind.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so that means his mind has to be keen enough and strong enough in everything to overcome this. Because it's not real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Touches something electrical, and it's very real. The pain is real.
Yeah.
But the condition is not.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows that.
Right.
Now, did you guys saw the YouTube video that I posted in the Facebook chat about Chuck faking his condition?
I have not watched that. No.
I don't think he's faking it.
Well, I highly suggest checking that video out because not only they explain it, they also talk about the electromagnetic hypersensitivity, and they also talk about the science behind it. And they actually did tests on people that could have thought had it. So what they did was they took a bed and they put a box full of like electric stuff. One that's an electric box, and the other is just a regular box. And the person on that bed, if they roll over to the electric side, the box would come on, and then they would have to roll over to the other side if they felt any pain or anything like that. Yeah. The video does a lot more better explaining it than me, so just check the video out.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Sounds interesting.
No, I mean, I just see him struggle with it though in the grocery store.
Yeah,
he did a little bit. Yeah,
it just doesn't jive with. I mean, I haven't read the article, so. But
yeah,
I'm just saying off the cuff, the way he struggled in the grocery store doesn't really jive with a faker. You fake in front of people.
I don't think so.
It's important to fake in front of.
And during that conversation between Chuck and Dr. Cruz, I thought was interesting was that she cautions him not to push him too far, because she's concerned that if he goes way too far, then something might happen. Could this possibly be that Chuck pushes himself so far over the edge he might like passes out or collapses or something, and he ends up in the hospital?
Who knows? That's a good question.
Sound sucks. I gotta get my phone out of this case that it's in, see if that helps.
And one thing we also see is, let's see, we see Jimmy. He's filming the commercial for it's ABQ Intune, I think it is.
ABQ Tunes or something like that.
ABQ Intune is the name of it. And they're saying that they can't afford a series of commercials. They're saying, why would we want to film 7 commercials when we only need one? Basically, and Jim, of course, that's when Jimmy he goes into action. He tells his cameraman, turn your camera on, start shooting.
Yeah.
Then he kicks the drumstick out and into the floor, and then that pratfall. Oh my God.
Yeah, so I'm seeing the GIF of it right now on the Breaking Bad Better Call Saul Wikipedia page, and that was brutal. I love to see how they done that.
It was worthy. It was worthy of the masters, the master pratfallers, the master comic pratfallers of all time. That was one of the best.
I think
that was great.
Compare Jimmy's fall to Chuck's fall back in season 2. I think Chuck was more brutal than Jimmy's right there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But
Jimmy's was planned though. Planned. Chuck's wasn't. So. But I mean, Jimmy, of course, and then what we find out later, he winds up with the signed Richie Blackmore guitar.
Yeah.
Richie Blackmore he's the guitarist for Deep Purple. Yes. And he also winds up.
Brought that song up at the music store, and this guy was like, one of the students there. Oh yeah, another brick in the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was great.
Another band with the
That's
color
Pink
in
Floyd.
its game. Okay, well, yeah.
and he winds up he made the money. He made the money
sold
off
all
the
the
commercials. Sold all the commercials. Gave half of it to Kim.
I'm so disappointed they didn't take my idea and have Saul be the one doing the Tampico furniture commercial.
Oh, I know.
That would have been great. That would have been the best callback.
It would have.
Yeah, Saul's too much of a gringo. I don't think Domingo's father is gonna want that. And apparently, and they already have somebody in the family who wrote the jingle. Right.
True. True.
Yeah.
But man, they.
And then of course, what Jimmy does at when he's on community service, he went into full Saul mode at that point.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I actually wrote that. I'm gonna find it, but I swear I like full on Saul.
He did
full blown Saul.
Yeah.
Yes.
He did.
It was.
I mean, he went on full blown Saul, and he's like, we're going to do a lawsuit against you, not the city.
Jedi mind trick.
Now that guy, the community service director, he looks familiar. I think I've seen him before. I don't know where, but I think I've seen him.
Yeah, he's probably been in some other things. Yeah. That was great though. He's like, I'm not going to sue the city. I'm going to sue you. I managed to get that one guy off.
Yeah,
the guy who was supposed to be with his drug dealer.
And then I love the community service director at the end. He's like, asshole.
That was great. That was just great. I don't think that's the same community service director we see in the skit though. The extra content, the bcsbingo.com.
I don't know. Yeah, I saw it. So did you get the chance to see the video?
I did.
The extra video. Ellen?
What?
Have you seen the extra video? Did you play that Better Call Saul bingo and got the extra content? Okay, I'm going to spoil it for you.
Oh, you got to.
You've got to do it.
Okay. You got to do it.
So I'm going to spoiler alert.
I'll probably catch up with all that stuff after it's all gone and I'm sad.
Yeah, so
just go to bcsbingo.com. It's just a trivia contest, a trivia thing. Then you get the bonus content, which is a video of
the Kettlemans.
Yeah,
we see what happened with the Kettlemans, and it is epic. So I'm going to spoil it. So we see the Kettlemans, and her, and the kids lay out a picnic blanket and everything. And does the picnic and does the song bingo and what's his name and all that. Then we see Craig Kettleman come out and he's doing community service. He's got a beard and long hair and everything. It was awesome.
It's gross. It was tremendous. It's great.
Best thing really this episode though was the union, the new arrangement handshake.
Oh yeah.
So we saw the handshake. Yeah, with Gus and Mike.
It's the perfect way to end an episode because that is an episode.
That was just epic. It was epic. It was great. I was like, oh my God, Mike and Gus.
Yep. And I think, from what we saw in Breaking Bad, Mike was loyal to Gus till the end. I mean,
he was.
Yeah.
He was.
For killing Gus. And then later screamed at him about it. We had a good thing. We had Dust Spring. We had,
Yeah.
Like clock.
All ran like clockwork. Yep. Oh yeah.
But I thought it was funny because Mike's trying to launder some money, and didn't Gus just buy a laundry? Bring it over. Launder money.
Yeah. So basically, Mike went to Gus because Mike has all this money he cannot spend, and he knows that Gus is the person to help him launder it.
To show that he has a source for it, so that he can spend it. Yeah, and the Lydia thing was in the next episode.
Yeah,
that meeting. I mean, it's a beautiful way because all of her his concerns she answered beautifully, and I'm sure truthfully. Such a huge company with so many out to regular employees, consultants, that it's a drop in the bucket. It wouldn't even raise an eyebrow. And it's only for 20 weeks, so it looks even better.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah.
And so, also in this episode, we see the confrontation between Howard and Kim for the first time since the whole courtroom drama scene.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Howard, and you see Howard, he's doing damage control, PR control of the whole hearing at the courtroom. And Kim basically wrote him a check.
Yep.
For her college loan, is her debt.
The student loans, yeah.
The student loans, yeah.
And then he said he forgave them. He's like, he ripped the check up. He said, "Your student loans are forgiven, Kim." You know.
Mm-hmm.
I think she feels, though, I think she still feels a little bit of guilt for leaving.
Mm-hmm.
It in her, hoping that she would work for them.
Yeah.
And so she's trying to, all right, I'm paying you back for all of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you remember when they first met, Howard walked up to the table and he said, "It just seemed like yesterday you was in doc review." I mean, that just really stuck a nerve to her.
No, sit, I insist.
Yeah.
Puts that check together and walks over to the table. Sit, I insist. She did it right back to him.
Yeah.
Because he stopped over to embarrass her, to remind the clients that she's new at this.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that pisses her off.
Yeah.
So she writes a $14,000 check.
It does, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's all she needed for loans? God, that doesn't sound like a lot. Maybe that's just an installment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much it would have been. Well, it was back in 2003, so student loans are probably less expensive than they are now.
Could go, but that maybe a year or maybe a half a semester. I mean, law school is, it's more than just a 4-year degree.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, so now we get to the most epic, nerve-wracking moment was the whole pill switch. But first we see Nacho crush up the pills and test them. Yeah. He's still beat up.
Could have been short that day.
Yeah. Speaking of Crazy 8, in Fall, in the episode Fall, we saw Jimmy stop in front of a store called Crazy 8 at the mall.
Oh yeah, really? I saw that. Yep.
I noticed this. Oh my God, the store's called Crazy 8.
I have a place called the Dog House that I think it has a picnic table out front. That right up the street. So I every time I drive by it coming home from work, I'm like, I'm gonna stop and take a picture there. We have the Dog House. But what were we just talking about?
Nacho and the pill switch.
Oh yeah,
Nacho, and then we see Crazy 8 bringing in.
He could have been short money today. It wouldn't have mattered. He would have gotten out without a beating because Nacho had more important things to do. So bad timing.
Yeah, but before we see the whole pill switch, we see Nacho basically fixing the pills up and doing the ibuprofen and doing all that, and then we see him practice the switch, and he misses a couple of times. Which I thought that was great because it reminded me of Mike when he was trying to throw the shoes up on the wire and he misses a couple of times.
Yeah, it was a nice idea to practice, obviously.
Yeah.
And of course, he had to distract Hector.
Was so nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it was so nerve-wracking.
My roommate wasn't understanding from me, which he's sharp, but he was just.
Oh, and the air conditioner was not working in that place. They only had
because Nacho went up in there and destroyed the air. Yeah, destroyed the air conditioner.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Just take a bottle of pills. It's not like a pack of cigarettes.
No.
This bottle is, it's from a pharmacy and it's the only one of its kind. That label is the only one of its kind. So he actually has to take the pills and put the pills back. He has to get in his pocket twice.
Yeah.
What I liked was, they showed Nacho that he was practicing all night. He was at the business. He was at his dad's business. He was practicing, throwing the pill bottle into the jacket. Yeah. Yeah. He got it. He finally got it. That one time.
But what Nacho didn't plan on was that Hector kept the pills in the opposite side of his jacket. So he had to go around slowly and get on the other side to get the pills out.
Yes.
Well, he had to drop the money.
Yeah.
To have an excuse to be on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That was tense, and
it was.
I was really happy about it because I want to like this show. I mean, I love anything related to Breaking Bad. Obviously, related to Breaking Bad, can't get away from that. Meows, and I love that Lydia was back again, and the show for itself, and that's the kind of scene that does that. Because Nacho is uniquely Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
And and his story is uniquely Better Call Saul and Kim. And these people are, they really, really are holding up interest.
Yeah, they are.
To a level that, is just, has nothing to do with Breaking Bad, not directly anyway, Yeah, it's very cool. More episode.
Yes.
Let's see here.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it in this episode. So yeah, like we said, Nacho actually did attempt to switch the pills, but yeah, that's pretty much
right
it.
In front of Tito.
Yeah,
Right
these were two tremendous episodes, and oh my God, Monday night season finale, Lantern.
So any predictions? Any thoughts? This is the season finale.
I almost think like Jimmy's gonna be a little upset that Kim took on this extra case because she's afraid. And then there's that. Because there's all this nasty tension. There's money. Remember immediately after Jimmy was suspended for a year, she thought, well, maybe we should just downsize. He was like, no.
Yeah.
He feels maybe that she took that on as a burden, but she's also trying to prove to herself. I think I was reading her character or her the actress Rhea Horn. Wait, Rhea.
Reese Seahorn. Reese Seahorn.
Yeah, Seahorn.
Yeah.
Sorry. She's trying to prove to herself that she's worthy, that she's a good lawyer in her own right. She's only got Mace Mabry because.
Yeah. I meant to. Speaking of Breaking Bad, Dean Norris is in a new movie with Naomi Watts called The Book of Henry.
I saw that. Yeah, he plays.
He's gonna be on a new series too. I think it's gonna be on Fox or maybe FX, one of those.
Oh, cool.
He's gonna be on a new series too.
So we might not see Hank after all if he's going to go on a new series.
Maybe.
Unless they do it before he starts working on the new series.
Maybe. Yeah, but I was like, oh my God, that's Hank. I saw the previews for that movie. I said, that's Hank.
Yeah.
You guys saw the cameo, the appearance, 2-episode appearance by that young guy who busted Badger on the park bench.
Oh, the skinny dude?
Yeah. And how he ended up in Fargo.
I haven't seen Fargo.
He's on Fargo now. I've not seen Fargo.
I sent you a picture. Oh, you guys would love Fargo.
Yeah, I got to check that out. I definitely have to check that out.
Let me think.
It wasn't Bob Odenkirk.
Bob Odenkirk.
Sheriff?
He was
Bob Odenkirk. First season.
And I always forget that. Only because the show is so good. I mean, really, the headline in season 1 was pretty much Billy Bob Thornton. But yeah, you guys love that shit. That's dark
and
comedy.
Season 2 was Todd. He was in there with Kristen Bell.
Right, comedy, but fuck with that Minnesota accent, don't you know? Yeah, you betcha.
Now I've seen Fargo the movie. I've seen the movie.
Yeah, the movie's great. Yeah,
it is like it in the sense. The same structure and tone.
I was gonna say,
but not the same story. Anyway.
Also, definitely check out the Los Pollos Hermanos training videos. Those are really great.
I'm behind on those too. I had
Oh,
Iron
man,
those
Fist
are great.
last week. That's
This last one was good about
Oh, the confrontation, conflict resolution.
Yeah, conflict resolution.
And then this week I started binging The Handmaid's Tale. Hulu put it out.
Mm-hmm.
And that is some brutal stuff. Brutal stuff. Margaret Atwood's novel from like 1985.
Mm-hmm.
Dystopian future. Just really, really, really brutal stuff. So
Has Hulu put out the new Bryan Cranston show yet? Sneaky Pete, I think it was called.
Oh, I watched the first season.
Was it Amazon? Is that on Amazon?
Amazon or Hulu? One or the other.
Amazon.
Well, Aaron Paul's show is on Hulu.
Watch that.
Aaron Paul's show is on Hulu.
Yeah.
See, I dumped Hulu. I should pick it back up again. But I have my ways and means, so that's what I'm doing.
But so the final episode for season 3, there's a lot they have to put in. They got to put in the Gus and Mike stuff. They got to put in Chuck and what's going on with HHM and Jimmy and Kim. So a lot.
I can't predict shit. The only thing is that I think this accident is just gonna make some more tension between Jimmy and Kim,
mm-hmm.
or maybe it'll just affect Jimmy even more profoundly to become more Saul-like or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe Hector has a heart attack.
Yeah, I can see that happening. Do you still are you still sticking to your theory about Chuck dying in a house fire this season?
They still could do it. So, I mean, here's a guy who feels like he's totally getting his shit together. I mean, the threat of a lawsuit, like he said, something about.
Well, now one thing we forgot to talk about.
Colleague, imagine me as, your opponent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
One thing we forgot to talk about in Slip was when Chuck went to the grocery store, and then he's picking stuff up, and then Howard at his house, Hamlin's at his house. He's like, Howard, come on in. And he's cooking dinner.
Yeah,
he was using one of those
the hand mixers.
Electric hand mixer.
He's got the hand mixer. He's got the little mixer. Yeah, he was using that.
But it was all a show because once Howard left, he was like, black pot.
Yeah.
He had to
right.
do the coping mechanisms again. I think he shut everything off as soon as he could.
Now, when Chuck was at the grocery store, I thought that was the exact same grocery store that Walt had his naked
I couldn't
fugue
help.
state. The fugue state.
Was it a
The
whole
fugue state.
Was it?
but
what was I going to say about that? As far as the theory about Chuck and the lantern causing his death, what I just said there about him still not being okay with electricity, even though he knows it's in his head, he's something you can't just instantaneously just make that decision.
Yeah.
You have to practice. It may take weeks, months, said years to reprogram. And when nobody's around, all the electricity goes off and back to his lantern he goes. It's still
good point.
Chuck's not completely plugged in.
Yeah.
No. It's almost like he's putting on a show for everybody else. It's like,
yeah.
It's like he's showing it. He's trying to show everybody, yes, I can cope with electricity. Yeah. But then as soon as there's nobody around, he cuts it all off. And when nobody's looking, after he's grasped the electric, after he's grasped the electrical thing, when nobody's looking, he goes like that, And,
you don't think this is one big ruse to finally get Jimmy out of law? You don't think he's just trying to put on a good show so that he can go back into court and say, I'm not crazy anymore, and this man right here, he needs not to be in law anymore. He needs to be disbarred permanently.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I don't think
No.
Chuck is done with Jimmy. I really don't.
No.
No, because nobody's that would just never work. Because the only person responsible for Chuck's behavior at that hearing was Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the same way when he was like screaming to Howard, "But I'm okay."
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And Howard said, "This is not what okay looks like."
Yeah.
He's not even keeled. He's
Mm-hmm.
very high strung, and they just, they're not down with that.
Yeah.
What I think Chuck is trying to get used to electricity again. He's trying to get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's trying to overcome.
He didn't go to the grocery store for show.
No.
He went to the grocery store to do it, and then Howard happened to go to his house.
Mm-hmm.
But
Like I said, even after all of that, he needed the break from the electricity because it was bothering him.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Even knowing that it's not real is not good enough for his brain. It's going to take retraining.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's baby steps. It's baby steps. He's taking baby steps towards trying to cure himself.
Mm-hmm.
With Dr. Cruz's help, he's making associations with colors. That's what he's doing.
Yeah. But
and it's brilliant acting on Michael McKean's part. Just absolutely amazing.
I'm going whenever Chuck dies, I'm going to miss Chuck because I miss seeing. Because Michael McKean is great.
He's playing a great character. Chuck is a great character.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He is.
So I think that's pretty much it for these 2 episodes. So next week is going to be the season. Next week's the season finale. Lantern.
This Monday. Lantern. Yes.
I'm telling you guys, check out Fargo. You freaking love it.
Right.
I know the Orange is the New Black, A Handmaid's Tale. That's all like chick stuff. You won't do that, but I'm telling you, you will love Fargo. You would love Fargo.
All right. I'm gonna have to search the interwebs and see if I can pull up Fargo.
We'll have to do the challenge again.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that next week.
Okay.
Because the next show we're going to discuss is Walking Dead, and that doesn't come on until October.
And we got to come up with a name. We have to come up with a name for that podcast. The Walking Dead podcast, because we can't just call it Walking Dead. We have to...
Casting Dead.
Webcasting Dead.
Webcasting Dead. That's cool. That's great.
Hey,
something like that.
You know what? That's a good possibility.
I was going to say the Deadheads, but that's more of the Grateful Dead.
No, that's Grateful Dead.
Dead Hangout. I don't know.
The webcasting. I'm going to go with the Webcasting Dead because Henry came up with the Saul GoodCast.
Saul GoodCast. Yeah.
And I stole that, so I'm going to take your Webcasting Dead.
Yeah, I like it.
Great from success.
So when does The Walking Dead come back on? October.
Probably.
There's a date.
I'm probably going to be in California. I'm probably going to be in California that weekend. It'll probably be the 22nd, probably.
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah, because they usually aired around Halloween, starting Halloween.
I was going to take you guys for a little Cape Cod drive while I did this. Maybe I'll do that next week.
Cool.
Do that next week because that's the season finale and it'll be epic.
And it'll be a little lighter later. But what show were we just talking about? The Walking Dead?
Yeah. Have they announced an air date yet?
I just wanted to see if they had a date. 2017 is done, so we're talking. No, it's not.
October 2017.
Yeah.
It'll probably be the 22nd. Yeah.
The more years that go by there.
That's going to be a Sunday.
It just says October.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, the
It's gotta
22nd
be-
is a Sunday, so.
It's got to be around the 15th or the 22nd or the 29th. One of those days.
Yeah. I'd probably say either the 15th or the 22nd. Usually it's usually the second weekend of October or the third.
Because
Well, last year.
it was like around Halloween.
Yeah, last year
So
they aired it the
they
third
have
weekend
to
of
challenge
October.
me to, I don't know, Game of Thrones. I still haven't done that. Do you guys watch that?
I haven't done that yet.
No.
Really?
We don't have HBO, so.
I don't have HBO either.
Yeah. I've heard about Game of Thrones. I've heard some things about it.
Yeah, me too.
It's not that I've been in the room when it was on, and it's not the kind of show you can just like mindlessly have in the background on it. Brutal stuff.
That's what I've heard about it. Yeah.
So yeah, I gotta check that out. Well, they're doing a Breaking Bad. Their last season is gonna start up over 2 years. And
Oh, wow.
So I have friends who watch it, and I know them because I can't. I don't know. Anyway.
And they're talking about The Walking Dead being on for 20 more years. I don't know if we'll be able to hang on
20
that
more
long.
years. Oh my God! Seriously?
Yeah. That's what I've heard. I've heard that rumor.
That's going to be brutal. That's going to be brutal. I think at least 10 or 15 seasons of The Walking Dead would be perfect. They don't need to.
Like Law and Order. How long? I don't even know if the original Law and Order is still going.
No, it was on for 20 years. So
that was 20 years. It's pretty close though.
Gunsmoke was on about that long. The original Gunsmoke.
MASH
Really?
was MASH really long too?
MASH was from 72 to 83.
Yeah.
So it's 11 years. The longest running show on TV right now is The Simpsons.
Yeah, animated because it's been on since like
89.
89,
yeah. 89.
Because
Although it actually started on the Tracy Ullman show as a series of shorts. The Simpsons did, so it's been on for a long time.
Yeah, Law and Order did 20
South Park
seasons from
getting up
1990. South Park, yes. I think it's like on 21 now.
20 years. It started in 97, so we're talking almost 20 years.
Yeah, I think season 21's coming around.
I don't know. Grey's Anatomy will probably go on for 200 years.
I don't think it's going to go on that longer. Everything comes to an end. Everything comes to an end. But Law and Order, that ended in 2010.
Yeah, that was 20 years that was on.
From 90 to 2010. But yeah, so next week, season finale. And we'll probably look forward to season 4 and probably give our predictions for season 4 as well. Because I think, they're getting close to the Breaking Bad timeline. And I think we're going to see more Breaking Bad characters pop up in season 4.
Just do a giant time jump or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they might do that. Who knows? So, yeah, we're going to end it on that.
They have to think about how much renewal they're getting. I think they're not officially renewed yet. And they say that it's probably, dotting I's and crossing T's, whether it's, going to be a year.
They might make it official on Talking Saw on Monday night. They might announce that. They might, because didn't they do that for season 3?
I don't know.
Didn't they announce it on Talking Saw in the season finale?
Yeah, they don't have a 2018 yet. But
they'll be back. I mean, this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be a matter of are they going to renew it year to year, or are they going to do an X year contract? It's open end. I mean, I hope they get an X year kind of. All right.
Yeah.
This is how long your series is going to run. because I think the writers really need that.
Yeah.
Because they already set a destination, and we're on our way there. Are we going to have to speed up? You know, or do we?
Especially if they're just going to do 5 seasons like Breaking Bad.
Then they're going to really have to speed up time.
Yeah. Well, season four, they can flash forward a year or so, because that can be right after Jimmy finally gets rebarred. So, because Jimmy is out of disbarred for a year, so they can fast forward at least 2 years or 3, and then continue on.
Yep. I
so
thought about that.
A year later, and he's still working with Kim, maybe, and Chuck cremated himself a year before.
Maybe.
Now, if Chuck does die this Monday night, will that be the catalyst that turns him into Saul Goodman?
I don't think so. Because Jimmy is wiping his hands away from Chuck.
Or it's ruled as suicide, and with all the publicity, this crazy guy, like I said, Jimmy's not going to want the name McGill. I mean, yeah, because it's tainted. So worried about his reputation. It's going to be tainted, whether he's dead or alive.
Yeah.
I think.
Speaking of shows getting renewed, The X-Files got renewed. Have you heard about that?
I believe they're supposed to be back in 2018, I believe.
For like next year, yeah. And they're going to do, instead of 6 episodes, 10 episodes.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. It'd be cool if they brought back the Were Monster. That was my favorite episode of the new season.
They said that was awesome. For the 2017-18 television season, so that might be this fall too.
You know what I'm waiting for? Jessica Jones.
Yes, that won't be back to 2018.
2018. The first season was 2015.
I know, but they're not. Yeah, but I've already seen they're not bringing that back to 2018.
3 years. 3 years.
I know, it sucks. I still have not seen season 2 of Daredevil. I still need to watch season 2.
Am I going to be alive when these shows are on?
I still need to watch season 2 of Daredevil, because that was awesome. I love the first season of that.
That's going to be my thing for you, Henry, is Daredevil season 2.
Season 2, yes. Because I love season 1.
Let's go back to my dystopian.
I got to think of something good for Ellen, because you probably seen almost about everything.
What's that?
I said I got to think of something good for you to watch for next week when we do that whole thing again.
Not to give out more than one, didn't we all like?
Yeah. So I'm going to do.
Those are again.
All right, I'll give Henry something.
He's going to be the Lord.
All right. I'll give Henry something, and I'll give you 2 something, Ellen, if I can find something. If not, Henry can give you something.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out next week.
Yeah. All right. But I gotta figure out something for you to watch, because you've probably seen just about everything.
Me?
Yeah.
No. I think there's stuff. But yeah, I totally.
And as I mentioned, Claire from Jessica Jones was on Daredevil season 1.
Yeah,
too,
she was the nurse. But yeah, we're gonna end it. Let's end this. We'll see you next week for the season finale. Lantern. Good night, everybody.